Hey people, so I got a really good question. I did a video a while back on Collar Me and fake people on Collar Me, and I've done videos on FetLife and other places, a couple of the places I've talked about. But one of the things I didn't talk about, and this was the question that was brought up that I thank the person for posting it, was signs that the person you're talking to is either fake or an idiot, or both. There's a few signs that are just huge red flags. Okay, and I think that if you see these things and the person you're talking to is doing any of these things, then don't waste your time. It's just not worth your time. It's not worth your time to talk to this person, and it's not time to deal with this person. You have too much stuff that just makes it much more difficult than it needs to be. Let's just kind of go from the top. Okay? If the person you're starting to talk to, before they even say hi, starts giving you orders, you will call me this, you will do this, you will do this, you will send me photos, you will do this, you will do that, don't talk to them. You got to keep in mind that even if you are submissive, even if you are, want to be a slave, and by the way, you're not a slave unless you're owned. Let's just make that clear. You're not. You're just not. You're a submissive who wants to be owned by a master. And at that point, then you can be a full slave. Until then, you're basically just a submissive to whoever you play with. Okay, getting that little rant out of the way. But if the person you're starting to talk to just starts ordering you, you will call me sir, you will use, like I said in my last video, you will use, when you write sir, you will use capitals, you will do this, you will do that. Before you've even had a really decent conversation, just stop talking to them. Just stop talking to them and just walk away. You're not going to get, this relationship's going to go bad pretty much 99% of the time. You might be lucky and find that one person who's really real in every other aspect, but they're just a totally blithering idiot in this aspect. But really, do you want to take that chance? Second is the starting to give you orders and or wanting to punish you before you've actually sat down and negotiated your relationship. And that's that's really one of the main things. And the thing about it is, you can keep in mind that when I talk to people, if you're watching this video and you talk to me in the future, I'm probably in a very quick time period going to be asking you to see pictures of you naked. But they're requests, they're not orders. Until we have actually entered a full-on relationship, they are requests, not orders. Once we've gotten into a relationship, and once we've actually settled on what's going to work for the two of us, that's when orders come into play. That's when those things start happening. But one of the questions I always ask is, I'll say, I want to see you naked. I want to see you without, I want to see your tits. I want to see your body. I want to see, all of these things. And then if they do it, the next question I ask is, why did you do it? And the answer, and I say, except for I told you. I don't want to hear because you told me. I want to know what's in your mind. I want to know more about you. Okay, there's a lot of doms out there that they just are doing this by rote. They're just reading what they saw on the internet and just think, if I say this and I do that, then that's how to be a dominant, and that's total bullshit. Every person who you talk to is different. Every dominant you talk to is different. Every submissive you talk to is different. You have to tailor what you're doing, either as a submissive to the dominant or the dominant to the submissive, to the individual dominant or submissive. You can't just go one avenue and think that's going to be it, because it never is going to work out. It might work out in the short term, but in the long term, it's always going to fail. You keep in mind that these relationships, have a tendency to be supernovas. They're really hot and amazing for a very short period of time and then blow up in your face. That's just the nature of relationships in general, and the BDSM community is not an exception to that rule. Another major thing is, are they involved in the community? Okay. Are they involved in the community? What clubs do they belong to, or have they belonged to? What groups have they belonged to? Do they have friends in the lifestyle that you can talk to? Do they have a presence on FetLife that actually goes more than just looking at pictures of naked girls? Do they actually contribute in any relative manner? Have they been to leather events? Have they been to Folsom? Have they been to any of the major events that happen in our community? And if they have them talk about it. Do they currently have a submissive or a slave? And if they do, can you talk to them? If they say, no, you can't talk to them, yes, I own mini girls, but you can't talk to them, that's a huge freaking red sign. Okay, that's a huge freaking red sign right there. Red warning light right there that something's wrong. Okay, if they say, I'm married, but my wife's okay that I have a submissive or a slave, that's 9 times out of 10 that's bullshit. Usually you're suddenly going to become the other woman, and the wife's not going to know, and that's going to blow up in your face. Okay? They don't have any toys. When you ask them about their toys, they actually are able to show you their toys. We have this wonderful thing called Skype now, and other things that you can actually see, just like you're seeing me right now, but I can also see you in real time, and you know what, if you want to see my toys, I'm more than happy to bring out my toy bag and show you my toys. If they don't own toys, what the hell do they expect? Also, find out how long they've been in the life, and corroborate that. Listen to the stories. Do the stories make sense? Usually, if they're new in the life, that's fine. But the thing is that they need to be honest about that. They also need to be honest about who they are. Are they a dom? Are they a master? Are they just a top? What are they? What is their position? How did they get to that position? How did they earn the titles that they have? If they call themselves a master, put them under extra scrutiny. If they have multiple girls, ask, can you talk to them? When you see all these things that they're doing, make sure that they're actually real about it. Because a lot of times what happens is you had a lot of guys who talk these big games. Oh, I've been a master for 25 years and I'm 32 years old and I've had 72 slaves in my life, and every one of them has been nothing but a fuck toy to me that they let me use them constantly, and but I don't have any of them right now, but that's why I'm looking for new ones. So there's a miscarriage. There's several major issues with that. If I had said that to you, there's several major mistakes there you need to be looking out for. This is the kind of time when you start talking to someone someone in the lifestyle. Talk for long periods of time. Talk for several days. Talk constantly. Double check stories. If they say something ask them about it again. If you're new with them, don't be afraid to ask questions. And if they I told you once, you cannot. No, you need to be able to learn them as much as they need to learn you. So there are baby steps you have to take in the beginning that in the long run will wind up so that you don't have to worry about doing those things. But in the beginning, if they're not willing to sit and talk to you just as a person to a person, and then move towards a sub-dom relationship, run. it's not worth your time. Some red flags aplenty are there. So, that's it for now. Links below. Send me a message if you want to talk to me. Like, subscribe, do all the stuff YouTube likes. That's it for now. Be well and safe.